So you want to buy a home in Southern California, but you're finding out that it's becoming more and more unaffordable to do it. So here's what you have to do. You have to look at different cities outside of Los Angeles, and that's probably where you're going to be able to find the best deal. Now we're here in Montclair, California, which is right outside of Los Angeles County. We're going to go through all the details. You're going to let me know if this is something that you'd consider or not. So by the end, you're either going to scratch this town off your list or you're going to dig a little bit deeper. So Montclair is a small town. They're not doing a lot of new construction, new homes for you to purchase. The newest one that was just built it's about 10 years old now. They finished like in 2014, 2015. So depending on when you're watching this video, that's how old it is. Still, in my opinion, good condition, good area, something to consider. So it's not brand new, but it's still pretty good. And that's this neighborhood that I'm showing you right here. I did a quick walking tour just to give you an idea on what this little community is about. It does have a pool. You are in an HOA. These are townhomes, condos. And right now, if you want to buy a 2-bedroom condo in this little community, it's going to cost you about $530,000. So what does that mean? If you're putting a low down payment, 5% or less maybe, your monthly out-of-pocket cost is going to be $4,600 a month. Again, this is just generalized based on whatever the interest rates are going on today, what the HOAs are, what your property taxes are going to be, how much you're borrowing. Like I said, you're pretty much borrowing almost all of it. You're putting minimal down. You're looking at a $4,600 a month payment. Now this is for a 2-bedroom, and you're probably gonna say, well, you know, why are you picking 2-bedroom? Well, I want to compare what a brand new one that they're building next door, that's this construction site that is really steps away from this community, literal neighbors, how much they're gonna be renting out their brand new 2-bedrooms. So they haven't put their website up yet, but the newer communities in this area, 2-bedrooms, for rent, are costing $3,000 a month. Again, depending on when you're watching this video. So you may compare, all right, $4,600 to own versus $3,000 to rent. $1,600 a month difference. That's a pretty big difference. Now they're not exactly comparable because when you own one of these townhomes, you have a 2-car garage, it's 3 levels. So you park downstairs, you walk into your house, walk upstairs, you got your living room, you got your bedrooms upstairs, right? So you have that, you got your pride of ownership. You are most likely building equity because prices keep going up. Even though interest rates are high, prices keep going up. So you have that benefit going for you. And if you're renting, you don't have that. You have to park, like in this community right here, you have to park like off to the side. You grab your groceries and then you're walking up. You don't have that convenience of just parking right inside your house, okay? So neighborhood wise, they're right next to each other. They're like everything is steps away. So that is comparable, but you know, some features, yeah, they're not 100% the same. You can decide. $4,600, is it worth it? Is it not? A 3-bedroom, if you say, well, I need a 3-bedroom, well, that's going to be, well, it's going to be a few $100s more on both sides, all right? So like a 3-bedroom right now is going for maybe a little bit under $600. You're paying like $3,600 for a 3-bedroom rental. So yeah, so you're still looking at a $1,600 a month increase if you want to own. Now there are other rental options, right? So this is not the only thing you can rent in Montclair. I was looking up online, and apartments.com, they have 2-bedroom rentals in an older community, right? Not in the same neighborhood, still Montclair, because we want to stick with Montclair. That's what we're talking about here. And that's going to run you the minimum $2,200 a month. So if you want something new, fancy, yeah, you're in the $3,000 range. If you like don't care, you need a place just to live, $2,200 a month. And that's today. Next year, yeah, it's a great chance that $2,200 is going to look like $2,300, $2,400, because rent keeps going up. So what are you going to do about that? Now, there's some benefits to renting versus owning. We all know it, right? Yeah, it's great. You get to own your own home, whatever. But for a lot of people, renting is the best choice. Why is that? Well, $2,200 instead of $4,600. So you're able to keep more money that you make, so you don't have to worry about that. Second, any repairs, you're typically just calling the landlord or property manager. They come in and fixing it, and that's it. You don't have to deal with any handyman and stuff like that. And you have that flexibility of being able to just get up and move. So if you're planning on buying something, for it to make financial sense, you have to plan on living there at least 5 years. Other than that, you're actually losing money and you should be renting. Now you might say, well, I don't know what 5 years is gonna look like, right? Well, that's a decision you have to make. Is it worth it? Should I put tens of thousands of dollars as a down payment, and maybe I last the 5 years, maybe I don't, right? If you do, and you say, yeah, this was a great neighborhood, I bought something, I put some money down, then you'll be really happy with that. If you don't, then yeah, you may lose some money, right? Again, we don't know. We don't know what the future holds. So renting does have that flexibility where you could just get up and go. You go, hey, you know what? I didn't like Montclair. I want to go check Thousand Oaks or Hemet or Arizona or Texas or whatever. There's nothing that's tying you down. You just finish your lease, give the manager, landlord your 30-day notice, you're not coming back, pack your stuff up, and you're out of here. Another benefit to renting is to move into one of these, you pay the first month's rent and plus $500. So if it's $3,000 plus $500 deposit for the qualified tenant or whatever is what they have on their website, $3,500 you're moving in. You're not paying $35,000 to move in, right? So that's something that is a benefit. You don't have to spend all that money moving into a place. So yeah, renting and owning, they each have their pros and cons. Long term, of course, owning is the way to go. I'm a real estate broker here in the area. I'm able to help buyers like yourself, sellers like yourself, if you need to sell your home, and find the best solution that matches what you're looking for. So feel free to reach out to me, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, whatever you want to do. I can set you up to get all the homes that match exactly what you're looking for. No cost, no obligation, just reach out to me. I'm here to help you guys out. So yeah, I am biased. I will say, yeah, owning is the way to go. And of course, the numbers kind of don't lie. I mean, just talk to people that you know that own their home, ask them if it was a good idea or not. You may find one that says, no, it's terrible. But you might find 10 that are gonna say, yeah, I'm so glad I was able to do it. Okay, so let's dig a little bit deeper. So why would anyone even consider moving to Montclair, to any one of these neighborhoods, whether you're owning or renting? Well, this particular community is just steps away from the Metrolink. So you jump on the train, 55 minutes, you're in Union Station. You can make your LA money and spend your money in the Inland Empire living here. So higher income in LA, lower cost of living in the Inland Empire. That's what a lot of owners do. They live here, work out there. What else is close by? Well, you're walking distance to the Montclair Mall. And when I say walking, yeah, it's like a 10, 15 minute walk. It gets really hot. You're not gonna really want to do that. Everyone's gonna jump in their car. You rarely see anyone walking. So on a map, it may look like it's walking distance. Yeah, but in reality, not a lot of people are doing that. You're jumping in your car and you're going out, you're driving. This is a driving area. Everyone drives. And if you like this information, hit that like button and subscribe so I can send you more videos of the communities that I do out here. So you got the train, you got shopping, you got things like that. Let's talk about the train real quick. If you get on a monthly pass from here to Union Station, it's gonna cost you like $200 a month. And you could take that going back and forth, whatever you want to do, right? So that's like the commuter pass. If you are a student, I think it's a program that's going to continue because it does help a lot of the people in the community. And if you're going somewhere to study to improve your skill set, that just helps the community overall. So if you're a student, you don't have to pay anything. But if you're not a student and you have a job out there, yeah, $200 back and forth. And I think if one of the benefits is that if you jump on the train, yeah, you could finish sleeping if you're waking up early, or you could read or do work or homework or whatever it is. You're not driving, you're not in that stop and go traffic, which is really stressful. It's a real big headache. And plus, you're getting to where you want to go faster. If your final destination is Union Station. Because to take the highway during rush hour, you're looking at consistent hour-and-a-half drive. Maybe you might get lucky and it'll drop down to an hour. Maybe you won't get lucky and something happens, like there was a fire on a bridge once and it shut down like all the highways and it would take you like 2 or 3 hours, right? So if you can avoid all those things by jumping in the train and heading out there, you know, that I think is a plus. So here's the reality though. In the news recently, there's been a lot of issues going on with the safety of riding these trains. Yeah, why? Well, I mean, you're with the public. You're not in your cage. You're not in your car cage. You know what I mean? Isolated from everyone. You are riding with the public. There's a mental health issue that's going on right now in Southern California. So you have some unstable people that are doing just crazy things, you know, attacking some of the riders, attacking some of the workers. Depending on which radio station and news station you listen to, it's a big deal, and some others say it's not that big of a deal, right? But yeah, you're going out in public and you're taking the train out there. So it's not uncommon to hear things that are going to scare you from wanting to ride the train. So just keep that in mind. You decide, maybe you ride it and check it out and see if what they're saying is true or not, or don't ride it. Jump in your car. So here in Montclair, what else do you do? So here, where are people shopping? You have the Montclair Plaza. It's a big mall. They had Sears and Nordstrom's. They had all these things, but they started shutting down. And right now, in my opinion, it's looking like a really sad mall. Anytime I talk to my wife and she's like, oh, you want to go to the mall? We're always thinking about the other mall, like Ontario Mills or Victoria Gardens, and rarely Montclair Plaza, unless we say you want to go to the sad mall. For whatever reason, you want to go to the sad mall. There's a lot of vacancies. Checking out this mall, this is a Friday afternoon that I'm walking by, and there's just vacant units after vacant units. People are just not going to this mall as much. They've been trying really hard to revitalize it. They opened this new food court. They got a bunch of these different restaurants. I'd never really heard of these little fast food places. For the most of them I haven't heard of. So they're trying to do things unique that are going to drive people for that. They do like in the summertime, they have like a food truck night where a bunch of food trucks go outside. So you can have your different food trucks and then enjoy them all, or go shopping. So they are trying different things. There is a new fancier movie theater where you sit down and they serve you the food and stuff like that. Yeah, it's more expensive than a regular movie theater. But again, yeah, that's not really, that's not bringing a lot of people, unfortunately. That mall is still struggling. They have this new concert venue. I've never been to it. It seems pretty nice. No big names are going to be going there. A lot of cover bands and up and coming bands, but it is something to do, I'm assuming, that people like to do. So they are trying certain things. They're putting in a bowling alley and a laser tag. They've been working on this for about 5 years, since before the pandemic, and they're still not open. And usually when construction is slow is because the money's not there. We don't know what the future of this mall is going to be. Big old vacant spaces. The Sears is gone. There's no more Sears. Macy's, I don't know how they're holding on. These stores are just not performing too well, but it's close by. So if you like something there, you can go there. There's the Target close by. There's Costco. If you're going to go shopping, most people, they either go to Ontario Mills or they go out to West Covina. They take the 20-minute drive in either direction and they find something that is livelier, is bigger, and has a lot of different options. Or if you want, or you hit the farmers market, like the town next over, Claremont, they have farmers market, so people get to enjoy that on the weekends. So that's where a lot of people shop. And if you think this is the right spot for you, and you say, hey, Oscar, send me some homes that are in Montclair or the surrounding area, reach out to me. I'll give you the list of all the homes that are hitting the market, and even some that are coming on before they hit the market. Maybe get alerted to a really good deal. So another thing about Montclair, I mean, you have some newer communities, some older homes. And the main reason is that it's pretty small. Because, for example, the school district, the elementary, junior high school district, shares with Ontario. Ontario is a bigger city. It's right next door. So they have the Ontario Montclair School District. And so they share that. They have to share the resources because the town's just not big enough to have its own school district. According to greatschools.com, the elementary schools are fairly decent. The high school, Montclair High School, is all right as well. It's like a 7 out of 10. Since it's part of the Chaffee Unified School District, you do have the chance, I don't know how good of a chance, but you do have the chance to go and enroll your kid into one of the other neighboring high schools, like Los Osos, ones that are higher ranked, the 9 out of 10s and stuff like that. Like Rancho High School. Now, I don't know all the details on how to get someone in, but on their website, if there's that intra-district transfer, is it possible? Maybe, maybe not. I know if everyone wants to go there, there's not enough seats, then what are you going to do, right? So that's something to look into if that concerns you. So now let's go back to talking about a little bit about affordability. Let's say, Oscar, I don't like these townhomes. I want a regular house. The house is like $650,000, $700,000. How much money do I have to earn to be able to qualify for that? Well, there's two things. How much the bank's willing to lend you and how much you can afford, right? Sometimes they're not the same thing. Basically, you need to make like $170,000 a year in income for the bank to be able to loan you $700,000 for that home. Now, is that the smartest thing to do? In my opinion, no, because you make your money, you pay your taxes, and then a big chunk goes to the house. What are you left with? Probably not that much. So it's the smartest thing? I don't think so. But again, this is your money. You work hard for it. You spend it however you want. I mean, if you want to go ahead and spend all your money on housing, then go for it. I know people that own like 3 Harley Davidsons, and I'm like, you can't even drive 3 Harley Davidsons. So why even bother with 3, right? But they want to spend their money on that stuff, go for it. But a bank is willing to lend you more than what is rationally affordable. So just because they'll lend you the money, should you take it? Well, that's up to you to decide whether you think it's a good value or not. Now, another option, in my opinion, is to look at an alternative way to buying a home, and that's either buying something smaller than what you're used to, or buying a 2-unit, like a duplex, where you live in one, rent out the other. You're living in it is smaller. You're not buying a big old property. You're living in part of it, and then you're renting out the other. That's a solution. So I would have to think of more creative ways to be able to do something like that. People like to call it like house hacking and stuff like that, whatever you want to call it, but you need to figure out a way to make the housing a little bit more affordable when you're going to go buy something. That's just an idea. Again, that's something what I personally did to buy my first property, and I suggest that to everyone. There are less options for that. But if you want that information, I could go ahead and send you all the duplexes that are available for sale in the area. Send me an email, give me a call, whatever you want to do. I'm here to help you guys out. Now, if you don't think that this neighborhood is right for you, I did another video that you should check out. It's all the affordable homes and maybe the best home that you should buy in Chino, California, which is right down the street from Montclair. And go check that one out. And until then, I'll talk to you guys soon.